Are we live? We're live. Okay. All right. So, YouTube family, what is up? Peace and love. Hi, how are you? Um, I'm gonna just text my detox family. I see they're coming on now. I am live now. Okay. All right. Let me send them my link and we're gonna get this thing. We're gonna crack this code. Okay. Peace. Yes, y'all can see me. All right. So I don't have to put the link in the chat. But you know what? I'll do it anyway for those that came kind of late. Oh, thank you for that, Monique. I appreciate you. Yes, that's what community is for. All right. Peace and love, and welcome to a very important YouTube because tonight it's about you. All right. I said to myself, I don't want another webinar where you're just sitting here listening to me. This is about you, right? So we're going to hear from the people tonight. And what we attempted to do about 5 minutes ago was we were going live from Zoom to YouTube. We had a feedback loop and it was crazy. And like I really wanted that kind of vibe so that people had an option to unmute themselves. We could hear them live. So anyway, we're here. We're not going to dwell on the past. We are here right now. So tonight's webinar topic is why you keep starting over with your health, right? Life be lifing. I'm going to tell you right now. And wherever you are on your life journey, let me just say, can we give thanks for the challenges that we go through? Because if we didn't have challenges, life would be boring. It would be perfect, actually. And when perfection happens, that means life is over. All right. There is no such thing as perfection. So wherever you are right now, I want you to give thanks for your life. Give thanks for all the challenges. Give thanks for all the bumps in the roads, because that is what makes this earthly experience just worth it and amazing. And when you actually transform those challenges into something that is greater than what you ever thought you can do, it actually brings out a strength that you didn't even know you had. Okay, so really just transforming your entire framework of thinking is like magical. Okay, so can we just give thanks for that for a second? So what we're going to be diving into is a live Q&A right here and right now. I want you all to drop your questions in the chat on what are some of the challenges, the bumps in the road that has kept you from optimal health, right? Whether it was life be life and the ebbs and the flows, whether it was a specific health challenge that you still are facing and don't know where to turn. Your question can help someone else. Maybe it's for someone else. Maybe you have a question for a family member. Whatever it is, I want you to put it in the chat. And let me just say this, the quality of your questions is based upon the quality of your question. The more questions you ask, the better your life is. Okay, there's a quote. I don't know why it's like the tip of my tongue, but the quote goes like this: the quality of your life depends on the quality of questions you ask. So I want you to ask your questions right now, whatever that may be. Let's get deep down in the core, because right now we're going to crack the subconscious mind wide open. We're going to find out why we keep stopping and going and why we feel like we're not at our peak health. All right. So without further ado, drop the questions in the chat. And while we do that, I may share my screen. I may share a story. Who knows where this conversation is going to go. All right. So I see you all in the chat. Peace and love, Gabe. I see you. Monique, I see you. For those of you who are in live on YouTube, go ahead and blow up the chat. I want to see you there. And I also, again, want to see your amazing questions. And the reason why I love questions, because it helps me to jar that memory of all the things that I've learned over the years. And it's like, wow, I didn't even know that was in there. Right. So that's what we're doing tonight. You're finally going to get this question solved. All right. So how did this come about? I'm actually going to share my screen and we're going to get right into this, because the challenge with health is that we think it's linear, right? We think that it's something that it's a straight line. I did this detox, I feel good, and I don't have any more problems. It's all good, right? It's just like I don't have no challenges anymore. That is so far from the truth. Okay, so we have to begin to, there we go. We have to begin to understand that it's not a linear line. Are y'all still there with me? Let's see. There we go. Okay. Yes. Peace and love, Dr. Nalani. Okay. I don't see any questions yet, but listen, I'm here. All right. I'm here for y'all. I want to let you know that I am here. All right. So let's share this screen. All right. All right. I know it's going to look all wonky for a second. And then here. Okay. Y'all can see me, right? I can't see your comments, but you can put it in the comments and we're going to go and we're going to get this thing started. Okay. So a few weeks ago, I wrote an article on Substack and I said, awareness is a lonely place. And basically I was saying that when you are more aware, it comes with a responsibility. So you can't turn back what you know. It's like in the Matrix when Morpheus said, hey, like you can take whatever pill you want. You can go back to your mundane life, right? And take this the specific pill and say, you know what? I don't want to know. Thank you, but this is great. I want to go back to living the life that I already know to live. But if you want to know more, I'm going to show you just how deep the rabbit hole goes. All right. So you're here because you want to know how deep this goes. You want to know that this thing called health is not linear and why you keep starting over, stopping and starting, stopping and starting. Why is that? This is not a motivation issue. This is a subconscious reprogramming. And tonight we're going to finally discover why you do that. In a moment, I'm going to wait for those questions. When I stop sharing my screen, I'd love to see your questions posted in the chat. So don't forget, because we are going to do this so that you can finally walk away with the understanding that the stopping and starting is a subconscious challenge. Okay. Are y'all with me? Right? We're here. All right. So here's what you'll walk away with today. You'll walk away where you'll discover the pattern, the programming, the beliefs, the breakthrough. You're just one decision away from collapsing years of frustration to now getting more daily nutrition. Now, here's what I do. I love to call myself the collapser of time. All of the things that I've done over the past 11 years with my own health, I've learned how to collapse it and condense it for you to do it in the most easiest way without all of the hard work that you think it's hard when it comes to healthy eating. So something as simple as plant-based meals, right? Many people say, you know what, I can't stay on because I don't want to eat like a rabbit. I don't want to eat lettuce all the time and tomatoes and romaine lettuce. That's all plant-based eats and it gets boring. I need variety. Oh my goodness. I just smile inside because they have no idea. That's you. You have no idea the versatility that comes with this lifestyle and how easy and simple it is to make. But first we have to what? Condition your subconscious mind, right? And understand that those old beliefs ends now when it comes to you can't do this because it gets boring. You can't do this because you start and quit, right? Before you quit one more time, I want you to stay to the end because the good part is not even here yet. It's not. Okay. Are y'all with me? So this is very, very interesting. And I actually noticed this 2 weeks ago on another webinar that I did. And I said to myself, now, did anybody know that? Go ahead and put it in the chat. I got some notes here that I'd like to share that I'm actually looking for right now. Did you know the word lie is in the word belief? Go ahead and put it in the chat if you knew that. And if you were aware of that, and if you know where I'm going with it, right? And put in the chat if you did not know that, right? Because I found that interesting. So I want you to think about this for a moment, because there's a powerful question hidden inside the word belief, right? What have you been believing that may not actually be true? I want you to ask yourself that. What have you what have you been believing that's not actually true? Okay? Hold on one second. We got some people trying to get in on the Zoom. I'm gonna tell them that we're on YouTube. Stay with me, YouTube family. Okay, give me one second. Some issues. Okay. Okay, we're back. Okay. So did you know the word lie is in belief? And what have you been believing that may not actually be true? So what do I mean by that? So many times we speak to ourselves, we tell ourselves all of these different thoughts. And what's so interesting about thoughts is that when you tell yourself a thought, more thoughts like it reproduce. So now you've created a thought that may not actually be true, and now it turns into a belief. What do I mean by that? Right? What do I mean by that? Oh, I always start and stop. I'm not disciplined. I can never stick with anything. This is just how my body is. Right? I just can't seem to get off sugar. Sugar is just so good and addicting. Like, you know how many people have that belief living in their head right now? These beliefs living in their mind. Oh, I can't lose weight because I'm not disciplined enough. I can't do this. It's too hard. It takes too long. Like, I just can't see myself doing it. But what if those are not facts? What if those are agreements you've made with yourself based on past experiences, right? So let's say a child, 5 years old, they're riding their bike they fall off and they hurt themselves. That 5-year-old is going to remember that they rode that bike and they fell off the bike and it hurt really bad. So they may not ride it for the rest of the day. But guess what? They're going to get right back on that bike the next day. They already forgotten what happened yesterday. How can we get that mind of a child into ourselves right now? So basically, what I'm saying is that if you are used to starting and stopping, and instead of saying, oh, I'm always starting, I'm always stopping. Give me one second. I'm always starting, I'm always stopping, right? Instead of saying that, say, you know what? That was yesterday. That was then. This is a new time. This is a new me, right? Maybe you weren't disciplined in the past. Well, that was before. This is a new time. So let's get that mind of a 5-year-old. When they fell off the bike, they get right back on. Let's get right back on. But first, it takes reprogramming. So we need to program and reprogram our subconscious thoughts surrounding your health. So I want to see if you'd like to share what are some of those thoughts that's in your head right now surrounding your beliefs around your health, right? I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I want to see in the chat. Okay. I want to see in the chat because this is so important, right? We have some people coming on from Zoom. Pardon me. We had a delay because the loop with the Zoom and we tried to go both ways and it didn't work. So pardon me for those of you who were waiting for me on Zoom. We're here. Be sure to subscribe, stay and vibe, and make sure you comment. Okay. This is important because now we're going to reprogram those thoughts that you have about your health. So let's see some advice. A question. What would be the biggest advice for men in their mid-30s or younger dealing with gut fat, sometimes excessive? Hopefully I got the whole thing right. Okay, so that's a good question. That's actually what we're going to be diving into with this entire webinar, the community that I am building surrounding gut health, liver health, pancreas health. And when we think about just one aspect, right? Oh, I have this disease, or I have that, or I have belly fat. Well, it's always more to the story than that. So to answer your question, when it comes to when we get into our 30s, right? Let me tell you, I got a story to tell. And everyone can agree with this, okay? When you're in your 20s, you do not take your health as serious as you do when you enter your 30s. And sometimes in our 30s, we don't take our health as serious. I remember when I'm taking my vitamin supplements and I kind of like took it every other day or kind of missed days or whatever. And something happened when I turned 30. I'm like, no, I got to take this every day. Who's with me? Like, who felt like when that 30 light came on, you need to, I felt like you felt like you needed to take it. Like, I need to take this every day. Something just happens, something changes. And we all know that the big thing, oh, our metabolism changes, right? When we turn 30 or we get into our 30s, what happens is that we don't have the same golden metabolism as we are in our 20s, right? When you gain weight in your 20s, you can lose it just like that, snap of a finger. But when we get into our 30s, things begin to slow down because we've begun to slow down, right? So the excessive weight begins when we're more stagnant. We have more sedentary lifestyles. We're sitting a lot. We're not moving a lot. Okay. And then on top of the not moving a lot, then we're eating certain foods that doesn't agree with our anatomy, our physiology, right? So to put it short, the best advice that I can give for men in their 30s when it comes to excessive weight, especially around the abdomen, is to focus on simple beginner level gut friendly resets, gut friendly detoxes, especially if you've never done a detox before. And that's why we're here tonight. We have a community called Bloat Be Gone. I want the Bloat Be Gone family to put Bloat Be Gone in the chat. Go ahead and blow up Bloat Be Gone in the chat for me because this is so important. Okay, it's super, super important, right? Not just for men in their 30s, but we're talking to men in their 30s, right? You want to get your health right. Okay, you want to be on that path and you want to do it lifelong. That's the key. That is the key. See, what I love so much, I hyper obsess over people's transformations, right? Because I can see it so clear. I can see the path so clear. I care more about your transformation than anything. Why? Because we are here to be our very best selves. I want you to say highest potential, y'all. Elite. Put elite in the chat. Someone put elite in all capital letters. Put elite in the chat. We are here to be our elite selves while we're here on this earth. So that's what I want for you. I want the same thing for myself as I want for you. Okay. So when we're talking about this Bloat Be Gone, what is that? It's a community that every month we reset. Beginner level, you get recipes, and it's based around a product. It's not, okay, here, take this product. Bye. We hope for the best for you. We hope that this works for you. We hope that you get something out of it. And maybe we'll circle back in 6 months. You'll have a foundation, a home to always come back to, even when life be lifing. Because that's what it is, y'all. Life be lifing. Can I get an amen in the chat? We fall off because life be lifing, right? We go through more ebbs and flows and we kind of like sink. Yeah. Trust me. I know. I've been there. Okay. And so I feel like this keeps me accountable too. This is important so that you can always stay on your healing path. No matter what life throws at you, we will always be here. All right. So I trust that advice helps as far as a beginner friendly 10-day colon gut reset, especially for men, right? Because it's not just looking at the male reproductive system and that things are going wrong there. It always starts first in the midsection, which is liver and gut, right? So again, stay to the end, all right? Because we're going to really blow this thing. We're going to show you how you can join this amazing community. Yes, elite, elite, elite. Any more questions? Remember, this is a live Q&A discussion. Let's engage whatever questions you have, whether it's for another family member, whether it's for another friend. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's something a question that you wanted answered and you just kind of felt like, not sure if I want to ask it here. Listen, this is a safe space. No judgment. Please ask your questions. It's so important. Your question could be helping someone else. Okay. Your question can be asked, could be helping someone else. All right, so we're going to share the screen again and make sure that y'all are with me. And while I share my screen, get those questions ready. Get those questions ready. Okay. All right, so here's where most people are, right? If you see my screen, I can't see you, but continue to blow up the chat. Continue to get them questions ready, y'all. How y'all feeling? It's Thursday night, and also I want to thank you for spending your Thursday evening with me, right? I want to make sure that you get to have more of this content, so please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. All right, so this is the gap. This is where you are. This is where you want to be, right? Sometimes our current pattern is I'll start Monday. I deserve this, right? I'm too busy. That's the main thing. That's a big thing that I hear. I've tried before, or this is just who I am, right? So we believe these things about ourselves, that there is just no light at the end of the tunnel. And that really hurts me because I've been there and I had to get myself up out of that darkness and see the light at the end of that tunnel. Okay. I had to see it and still seeing it through, right? I know what those, trust me, laying there with a box of cookies in the bed. Come on now, no judgment zone. Laying in the bed, watching a show with a box of cookies in the bed with some chips, right? And you repeating to yourself, this is just who I am. This is just, I'm just going through the motions right now, right? So I'm telling you, you're not alone. This is a judgment-free zone, right? But your desire pattern is you want to choose yourself. You know your health matters. You want to nourish your body. You want to trust yourself, and you want to know that this is who you're becoming. This person that you see in your vision, it's actually real, right? But in order for you to do that, you have to trust yourself to actually change. And to do that, now we have to go deep into the subconscious programming of what you've been telling yourself. Everything starts there. Once you reprogram your subconscious mind, you can do that right now while you're listening to me live right now. So whatever thoughts that's in your head, I want you to write it out and be like, ooh, actually interface with that thought and look at it on paper and say, you know what? You're going to tell your mind, I'm going to change that. We're in a new program. And this program is called Now. Now I choose better health. I am consistent. And you know what? Sometimes I may fall off. It's not a linear path, but you know what? I'm still here. I had someone in my Flush Your Liver community, and we were cracking up. They were like, you know what? I finished this journey. I seen it through. I might have messed up a couple of times, had a little cheese, had a little meat, but you know what? I'm here. I did it. I seen it through, and I know I'm only going to get better. That's how you pivot from negative thinking that we hold on to. So your health habits don't change until what? Your beliefs change. Okay? So whatever it is that you feel about your body, about your life, about your health, about your path, right? It's all based upon what you've done before. But guess what? This is a new day. This is a new time. And we move in what? Forward. We're moving forward in the now. All right. So we get to practice that. And this is one of the things we do in our Blow Be Gone community. I mean, we really keep you engaged. It's not about take this product, right? Buy this product. It's more about subconscious reprogramming. We do workout challenges. Yes, we get on that floor. We do plank challenges, right? To engage you, especially for those of you working sedentary jobs. We want you to move your body. So you are really part of an elite community. And it's only constantly going to get better. Why? Because I'm always hearing from you, the people, my people, on what can we do to make this experience even better. Okay. So again, you have the desire to change, but we're trying to go from point A to point Z. And that in between, we kind of miss. Right. So I actually want to stop sharing my screen for a moment so that I can see you. Okay. Right. I want to stop sharing my screen. So this is so important to understand and understand when it comes to your health. right? We're eating the American diet, right? We're eating the American diet, but we want to get to the vegetables and the fruits and the grains and the things, right? And we just want to rush there, boom, head on. So some of us, we do that. We just cut cold turkey. But what happens? We begin to binge after a while. Why is that? Why is it that we binge when we stop eating a certain food and we go right back? Why? Because we did not do the in between, the B, the C, the D, the E, the F to get to the Z. So if you go automatically from a donut to a vegetable, well, guess what? Everyone heard the word parasites and gallstones, and all those things still live in your body, even though you stop the donuts and go to the vegetable. So, in order to stay on your path, we have to do the in between, right? And that in between looks like all of the path, the cleansing in all in between that journey, in between that path. Okay. So what does that look like? That looks like taking bitters for rebalancing your colon, rebalancing your gut. That looks like doing a light parasite cleanse, which is what we do when the bloat be gone. It comes with our parabiome drops. Okay, Bria, go ahead and get my parabiome drops from the cabinet over here. That's what it looks like. It comes with that in between, so it can help you to stay on your path no matter what. And I talked about this in my last live, and I see some of your questions. I'm going to get to it in a moment. I said this on my last live that when it comes to toxins, you actually have to do a cleanse to get it out, whether it's gallstones, which is what I teach. I teach that virtually most people in America have gallstones and they don't know it, right? Because we don't know it on a conscious level because you don't have symptoms, but it's there. And most people who have done my liver flush have seen gallstones come out of their body, and some of them are in there, right? Go ahead and shout out the liver flush crew, right? It's right there, the drops, the tincture. The tincture, yes. Mm-hmm. Thank you, sweetie. So some of y'all are in here. I see y'all, right? And they flushed gallstones out of the body. Didn't even know it was there. And you now it starts to think, wow, like for those people, including my mother's story, who had these severe gallstones, didn't know it, went to an iridologist, which is why my journey got started. Went to an iridologist because she was in excruciating pain, went to doctors, they couldn't find anything on their test, right? This is a real story. This is my mother's story. And she went to these doctors. They said, we don't know what to do. Send you home. Hope everything is well after you give this pain medication. Come and nope, nothing's wrong. No, everything is still wrong. And then my grandmother said, well, I told you to go to the iridologist. She goes to the iridologist and he says, you have gallstones. And she did a flush, flushed it out, no more gallstones. And she got her gallbladder until she made her transition, right? And so it's so important to really think now, how many of us know someone who have gallbladder issues or who's had their gallbladder removed? And even if you did, you can still live vibrantly without a gallbladder with this plan, this detox community that we have, right? And so it really opens your mind to say, you know what, you can save your organs, right? You can rejuvenate even though you don't have symptoms. It's the same with parasites, right? If you go from a donut to a vegetable, the parasite isn't like, you know what? Okay, I see what she doing here. I see what he doing. Oh, you gonna starve me out for a few weeks. All right, cool. And then next thing you know, you done with this 2-week raw cleanse that you done did. You feeling good. They're like, yeah, we feeling good. Next thing you know, something snap. Life be lifing, right? And a parasite like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That car need fixing. You feeling stressed about that, right? I know. Well, why don't you go ahead and go to In-N-Out right quick? Come on. You know you want that Chick-fil-A right quick. Come on. You get the Chick-fil-A. And guess what? The parasite like, yep. See, I just had to wait it out. Let me tell you, we got something for that. This is why it's so important from not to jump from point A to point Z. You got to do the in between because it will wait it out right with you. I'm telling you. So this will help you to stop the binging after you do a detox. This will help you to stay on your health path for life, whatever that looks like. You can hop in and out of this community, this cleanse that we have every month, anytime. and it's always there for you. Let me get to some questions, right? Thank you, Monique. Monique says, I do appreciate the community you provide. Yes, yes, community is so important. Yes, peace, Uncle Amir said, my 11-year-old daughter has been breaking out on her face. What is a safe blush for an 11-year-old? That's a really, really good question. 11-year-olds can actually take the Parabiome drops. Now, what are the Parabiome drops? The Parabiome drops are my herbal parasite tincture. Okay. It has herbs like black sarsaparilla, black walnut, wormwood, okay, papaya leaf. And what it does is it's very bitter, right? Some of you got, shout out to y'all. Y'all got y'all order shipped already. Whoever got their order shipped, put a delivery box in the chat. Come on now, let people know we are really doing it in this community, and you need to be a part of it. We here for you, right? So what this is you take it 28 drops for an adult, and for a child, it says it on the back. Use a quarter dosage for a child. So for my daughter, right, I give her a little 3-day parasite reset, and I do 14 drops in water for her, right? And that helps her to rebalance her gut, especially if she's, been eating certain things that she's not used to eating, right? It happens to children, right? So yes, you can absolutely give this to a child, especially when it comes to any type of breakouts. I know we call it in our society puberty, right? But really, it's just the body is overloaded. It needs an outlet, and it's using the skin as an outlet, right? So that's dealing with the colon, the gut, right? So when you work on that, you can absolutely give her the super biome too, the probiotic and the prebiotic, which I'm going to show you guys in just a moment. You can give her half of the fiber of the prebiotic and give her half of a capsule. And you can put her on a 3-day cleanse. Children are, 3 days, and say, listen, we're not going to have any dairy. We're not going to have any meat. We're not going to have any sugar. Replace your sugar with coconut sugar. See, when we do all of this in the community, you're going to get recipes to desserts. Yes, no more binging. You can absolutely enjoy what you're eating. I made bomb brownies with coconut sugar. I'm telling you, y'all can absolutely enjoy this detox to the fullest level. And I remember one of my clients, Nadine, I'm not sure if she's in the building. She said, Dr. Shakira, I want to make this second nature. I want to make this second nature to where I'm not stopping and starting. It's just part of me. I felt that because I'm like, yes, this is why I created this community, because it's second nature for me. I've been doing it for so long, and now I condense and collapse all the years of learning that I've done in 11 years and helping you do it in 10 days. 10 days. All right. So I really trust that helps, right? No dairy, meat, sugar for 3 days. Put her on a Parabiome drops, half dosage. And you can give her half of the dosage for the Super Biome 2 Gut Health System Pro and Prebiotic. And that's for anyone who has children. Okay. You can absolutely give them a 3-day reset. All right. Another question here. Good day, everyone. Superfood Parents. I like that name. All right. Good day, everyone. My question is related to my family bringing down my subconscious health. I work on adjusting them, but when I'm asleep, why can't I shake the evil thoughts against them? That is a really good question. And I'll say this. You may be going to sleep with those thoughts on your mind. So before I go to sleep, I write about my day. Why? I want to see what's in my mind, all the thoughts, all the things. Because when we go to sleep sometimes heavy. That's why when we wake up the next day, we're still tired, even though we had 9 hours of sleep. So when you go to sleep and all of that is unresolved from that day, you go to sleep with that in your subconscious mind. And it's a replay, a repeat over and over again. So what I would say to you, I would say this is more of a spiritual question, more than just, okay, take this herb and take this. I would say interface with your thoughts Have a journal by your bedside before you go to bed and write out your day, write out your thoughts, write out what is bothering you. Another thing that I did that really helped me, and I'm telling you, y'all, don't sleep on this. Bob Proctor, he has this thing where it's three things you should do when you wake up in the morning. Number one, write 10 things that you're grateful for. 10 things that you're grateful for. Number two, give love and light to three or more people that is bothering you into your subconscious mind. So, someone that you have a conflict with, a beef with, you write their name down and say, I pray for this person, or I send love and light or abundance to that person. And the third thing is, oh gosh, if anyone remembers that third thing, I got to remember that third thing. Oh, it's going to come to me. It's going to come to me. If anyone familiar with Bob Proctor, then you know that third thing. Put it in the chat if you know it. I can't think of it. It's going to come to me. But that second one, when you're writing out the people that you have conflict with and you're giving them love and light, it works. After a while, it works. Whatever, whoever it is, whether it's a mom, dad, uncle, friend, aunt, whatever, write their names down every day and give them love and light. Because conflict is, when we think of it, it's really on a micro level to some point, on a macro scale of what you are trying to actualize on this plane, right? Not diminishing what you're going through, but that is something that can absolutely change the frequency of how you look at that person. Okay. So anyone else have any kind of questions or just comments about what I said? That was a really good question, because a lot of us, we come from families that we're on a health path and they don't understand. See, I came from a family on my mother's side that was already about health. I grew up like this. My grandmother had a bookshelf of books of all kinds. My mom and her, like, amazing. My great grandmother, she was a herbalist, a gardener in her own right. She saved her leg from amputation. So this was already in my bloodline. So when I went and changed my health again, it was like, okay, yes, you're coming back to your foundation. But some of us are in a family that's not normal. So you start changing your health and you start losing weight. They'll be like, oh, what drugs you taking? They start making little comments like, oh, like, what you doing over there? We can't just eat like a rabbit. Like, you start hearing a lot of negative. So when I get those kind of questions, I'm like, wow, like I had to really understand that type of mindset. And the best thing I could say is if it's really weighing you down, then like, awareness is a lonely place. You're going to have to kind of stay to yourself. This is a personal journey. This is not a conference call for everyone to know what you're doing, so that's another thing too. Let's see. Peace and love and abundance. Diamond King, I see you. I think that's Ronnie. Peace and love, Ronnie. I think that's you. Monique says, I get overwhelmed with some of the recipes. Too many ingredients. I need simple, beyond the idea of 15 minutes. Okay. I like that. We're going to work on that. So some of the ingredients in the recipes, as far as the recent ones, it's a lot of ingredients. Even though they take 20 minutes, it's just still too much. So what we're going to condense that and make it less ingredients and still less time. Okay. Because I definitely get that. Sometimes the ingredients list could look like a lot, but it's also to help you get more whole foods. So you notice that all of the recipes in the Bloat Be Gone are whole food base, everything. And less than 20 minutes that you can get these meals in. But we'll definitely work on less ingredients, less time, and more impact, more effectiveness with the foods that you're eating. Definitely. I like that. Superfood Parents said, do you have anything to get rid of the brown spot in the white of the eyes? So that is based on my iridology work. For those of you who are brand new here, iridology is a science that I specialize in, looking into the eyes and being able to see what's going on in your body. Based upon where the brown spots is, you would need to have a full iridology analysis so that I can look and see where the brown spot is. All right. So every part of your eye tells a story of your health, your spleen, your kidneys, your brain, everything, well before your labs do, well before you feel an ache or pain. It was already in your subconscious. It was already in your nervous system, but it's not consciously aware to you yet. But the eyes tell the story well in advance. So I would definitely say a full iridology. I'll drop the link, or it's in the link in this bio in my YouTube channel. All right. Someone said, I looked up Bob Proctor's 3 things to do each morning. And the third thing was spend 5 minutes in silence. Yes, that's it. Yes, yes. And the third thing is spend 5 minutes in silence, visualizing your day. Thank you for looking that up. Thanks for that. I was definitely sending more daggers than love. Yes. Oh, yes. That's exactly what it is. Okay. So I would absolutely start doing that. All right. Um, if anyone has any more questions, we are at the 41-minute mark. I want to thank everyone for being here. For those of you who are brand new to the Bloat Be Gone Challenge, we are about to share why you should join. Absolutely join. Okay. And before we do that, I'm just kind of skip through the slides. We're at the 41-minute mark, but I want to make sure that you have your questions answered. For those of you who are brand new, please drop your questions in the chat, please. Okay. So this is what happens when you give your body what it's starving for. So I love the story. I want everybody to meet Drew, right? And he lost 31 pounds on the 28-day cellular system, right? So this is with minimal exercise, all nutrition, and restructuring his internal health. Now, when he first came to me, he really, really just he knew something was off. He wanted to get off the sugar. He wanted to get off the meats. And he did it with my program. It wasn't just the Parabiome. The program that he did is the heavy artillery, I call it. So we're starting off with the Bloat Be Gone. That is the beginner friendly level. He did the heavy package, and that was a 28-day with the parasite T, the liver, everything. And this is what he looked like after 28 days. And so if that's still your belief in your mind that you cannot do this, that you cannot see it through, right? You absolutely can. We've all been there. And looking at this picture, he looks 15, 20 years younger. And that's what we're supposed to look like. Even if in your 40s, you're supposed to look young. Yes. Yes. In your 30s, you're supposed to look young, right? We're not supposed to age. And that's one of the things I teach in my community is that how to stay young, how to become ageless. Take care of your liver, take care of your colon, forever young. So 10 days out of the month, can you give yourself 10 days? I want to see yes in the chat. For those of you who don't know what Bloat Be Gone is, you're not part of it. You know what it is now, but you're not part of it yet. Put a yes in the chat if this is something that you want to give yourself. 10 days, that's it. It is the most beginner-friendly level cleanse that you will ever do in your life. It is not some 5 steps, 5 different herbs. Bye, see you on your way. Hope you do it. You'll actually have a plan around the products that you are taking. Okay. So this is just a little bit about my story. This was me last year, y'all. This was me last year. I was so stressed, right? And that, remember, life is life, and right? Life was definitely life in last year. Stress, worry, and fear kept me from living in the body that I desire. I knew what I wanted to look like. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew how I wanted to live. And I slipped because life be lifing. We all have those moments. So when I look at people, I don't judge. I be like, life, it sometimes it takes a turn. But guess what? What foundation do you have when life takes its turn? What do you have to return to when life takes its turn? One of if anyone knows Myron Golden, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat, right? If you don't, you need to look him up. He is one of the most influential YouTubers, and not just YouTube, but teachers of our time. He's like Reverend 10X. Okay. And what he said, he's very funny with his lives. He said something like he went on vacation and he ended up gaining 14 pounds because he was eating what he wanted. He was enjoying the moment. He was enjoying life. 14 pounds. And he said something, he was like, the reason why he works out every day is because he was fat before. And he's like, yeah, I lost the weight, but Fat Myron is still in there. He was like, Fat Albert, hey, 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 right? That is still in there. So, what do you have? What foundation do you have that's going to keep you on your path? So, when he gained his 14 pounds, he had a foundation. When he got back, he lost the 14 pounds. Now, most of you know, especially my ladies in here, you gain that weight, 14 pounds. You could gain 14 pounds in 14 days, but I'm telling you, it's harder to lose it in 14 days. It may take you a month or two. Okay, depending even on how your metabolism is, and not even to mention what your life looks like if you work every day, right? So, what foundation do you have to come back to? And that is why Bloat Be Gone was created, for you to have a home to always come back to. Hey, first of the month, we're doing a reset. You in? You may not want to do it this month, fine, but we here. We are here, right? So I promised myself that I would never worry about a thing, right? Just like Bob Marley said, don't worry about a thing. And I promised myself that. And last year to now this year, exercise and moving my body and eating whole foods and making quick recipes, plant-based, that is like full of flavor, full of fiber, full of amino acids, is part of my life. Matter of fact, today I went super, super, super like in the gym. Like, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love everything about my life right now, and why it took me a while to get here. Right? Took me a lot to get here, reprogramming my subconscious mind. And that's what I want for you. I want that for you. All right. So if you're like, okay, she's like, she's telling me all of these things, I'm just ready to get started. Right? Are you ready to accept a new health story? Right? And if you have those questions, I can't see it right now, but I want you to put your questions in the chat, and I want you to put yes, because you're ready to accept a new health story. Change your mind, change your life, change, reprogram your subconscious mind. And I promise you're going to watch magic unfold in not only your physical health, but your spiritual health, your emotional health, your financial health, all aspects of it. So if you're ready to accept a new health story, right, we're going to kind of skip to the Bloat Be Gone 10-day challenge. So this is what it looks like, family, right? And the reason why I call it that is so many of us are bloated, right? So many of us get bloated after we eat. Go ahead and put like a hands up. Yes, you get bloated after you eat. The reason why I created this is because I found myself getting bloated after everything I ate, whether it was a vegetable, whether it was quinoa. Yes, yes, even the healthy meal. So for those of you vegans out there, even alkaline, I have a few clients, right? They said no matter what they ate, they were on alkaline. They were eating raw, still bloated, still miserable. You know why? Because the gut is not diversified. You do not have enough good bacteria in order to digest and assimilate your foods. How can we have a more like that profile where you have more bacteria working in your favor? And this is where the probiotic and the prebiotic comes in. And this is where the parabiome parasite herbal drops come in. You put those two together in 10 days, you can be a different person. Less bloated, less inflamed, less tired. We already have people in the community already saying that we see a difference in just some in a week, some in a few days. All right. And the reason why we centered it around these products, it's not the product, it's what you're getting with the product. It's the community. You get a do's and don'ts list, what to eat, what you should not eat, what to eat, recipes that we have for you so that you can make it and duplicate this yourself at home. Okay. Daily accountability, WhatsApp community, easy meal guidance. And we start August 1st. We also do workout challenges. Those of you who were in the last one, we did plank challenges. Hey, how long can you hold a plank? When that core is right? When that core is tight, those abdominal organs are working well, right? So if there's like a lot of bloating and the gut is kind of hanging, that means the abdominal organs need to be tightened. That it's like a belt. You have this belt. It's called the peritoneum. Think of it as your belt that holds your pants together. That membrane lining holds your abdominal organs together. So we do different workout challenges that we do. You'll have all of that. So for 10 days, that's what we're focusing on restoring your internal gut microbiome, your gut colony, right? With the pro and prebiotic. And then you're also going to get the parabiome drops. You can do a 4-month supply, or you can do a one-time shipment. And the way the investment price works, I'll break it down for you right now. If you want to do a full 4-month supply, you want to stay on this long term for every single 10-day challenge that we have, right? You want to stay on it long term. That starts at $145 plus shipping. That's $150. Then $87.50 after. And then if you want to do a one-time, that's $164 plus shipping. And that's with our 15% off code, Cyclo15, especially in the wake of all this cyclospora thing going on, kind of dying off, not many people talking about it. But again, we developed such a program, especially my herbal drops, where nothing can live in your body. You are going to govern your own body. Okay? All right. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I want to see what y'all are saying in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Let's see. I'm going to look at the chat and see what y'all are saying. Yes. Okay. Superfood Karen says yes. So what I want you to do, right? I want you to fill out this quick 2-minute form. I want you to don't drop your email for everyone to see. I want you to fill out this quick 2-minute form, right? And what that's going to do, that's going to help us to get an idea of how to assist you personally, right? Myself or my team is going to reach out to you after you fill out this quick 2-minute form. All right. I'm dropping it in the chat now. All right. And that's going to get you into the Bloat Be Gone challenge. You just ask simple questions. Basically, what are your main challenges surrounding gut health, and we talk about the Bloat Be Gone. So that is that quick form right there. My email, I'm going to put that in chat. Yes, I'm excited too, Moni. I am so excited. And y'all keep me accountable too. Listen, there was one time I was going through something. Oh, that's not the wrong email. Let me see if I can edit that. All right. I was going through something and I was not posting in the Flush Your Liver community. And my team knows, my community knows. Listen, every season we do a cleanse. And I didn't post anything in WhatsApp, and someone, I believe it was Wayne, shout out to Wayne, I'm not sure if he's here, and he's like, yo, we doing this thing or what? And it just got me up, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, we doing this thing. And I'm so glad I did, because that was actually the time where I actually passed gallstones. It was a few flushes before that. I'm like, oh, I don't have gallstones. I don't got any. It took about 6 or 7 flushes to actually get deep in my gallbladder. So this is why we keep doing them. This is why we stay on it. So even if you're laying there and you're like, what is life? You keep them notifications on WhatsApp, and immediately it's going to pivot how you think. You know what? Let me jump on that. Let me jump on this reset. Okay. So thank you all for your questions. We are at the almost 55-minute mark. I want to thank all of you for being here and all of your questions. If you have any more, let me know. Post it in the chat, because I am all ears. Okay, these are some really good ones about children's health, about men's health, specifically in their 30s. And let me tell you, the 30s are really, it can be an amazing place if we look at, not where you should be or whatever you don't have. As I said, those three things Bob Proctor said, this is on a spiritual level, right? Of 10 things you're grateful for, sending love and light to people that you have conflict with. And someone reminded me, spend 5 minutes in silence before you start your day, right? And I'm telling you, your entire day life is going to change after you do that for a while. Okay, when it comes to cravings, sugar cravings, you want to rebalance your colon, your health, you want to get the parabiome drops. All right, parabiome drops. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to drop those links for those of you like, you know what, I don't need to fill out a form. I already know this is what I want, right? I already know this is what I'm ready to do. I'm going to drop the link for you to get those drops. And then I'm going to drop the link for you to get the Super Biome by Juice Plus, which is a company that really cares about long-term well-being. That's all it's about, right? Not, okay, take this, take that, but actually take the time to produce these products. I mean, when it comes to this, I was on the phone with one of my past clients, and she's telling me she's taking a probiotic already. And I said, well, do you know if that probiotic is surviving past the first stage? Well, what do you mean? Most probiotics do not survive the first stage, right? It's so complex, your digestive system. When you eat something, it goes down. First, your mouth begins to produce enzymes so it can actually assimilate the food. Your pancreas release enzymes. And then it has to go into the small intestine, which is where most of your vitamin absorption happens. But guess what? Most of us have a really, really challenged small intestine, which is when I see people saying, I take vitamin A, I take vitamin D, I take all of these vitamins, and I'm like, oh no. Most of those happen in the liver and the gut. So if your liver and gut is full of sludge, you're not processing none of that. Same with B12. If your ileum, which is the last part of your small intestine, is like compromised, you're not absorbing that B12. This is why gut health and liver health is so important. You produce those vitamins on your own. Even though they say you produce only a small amount of B12, yes, and you need an outside source like food and meats and things like that. You can absolutely produce a healthy amount with a strong small intestine. And this is what we do for 10 days. Okay? So if that's something like you're like, I absolutely am ready for it. I just really broke that down so you could understand your anatomy, right? So I just want you to remember, your small intestine do a lot of the work when it comes to digestion and absorption of these vitamins that you're trying to get externally. And we're helping you to balance that naturally on your own, right? 10 days. Can you give yourself 10 days? Okay. We dropped the links to the parasite drops. We dropped the link to the probiotics in the prebiotic package. Whatever you choose, whether it's the subscription or the one time, once you invest in both of those products, you are automatically in the bloat be gone. Again, I'm going to repeat the investment so that we are clear clarity. I only move like that. The one-time investment is $164, and the subscription is $145 plus shipping. All right. And that's going to get you not just the first 10 days, it's going to last you to the next 10 days as well. If you do the 4 months, it's going to last you even longer. Sounds good, right? We are at the hour mark. I want to thank everyone for joining. This has been amazing. Thank you for joining me on YouTube and all of my trying to get this Zoom to YouTube shenanigans. That never happened before. I don't know. We're going to fix it, but I really wanted this to be a live Q&A because I wanted this to be about you. This is about you, not another webinar where you're hearing me talk, right? Let's talk about what you want to talk about, because you're not going to know what to do if you don't get that question out. So many of us have questions and we're just afraid to ask. And you never know, that one question that you actually pulled out of you can change the trajectory of your entire life. All right. So I wanted to do that for you here tonight. For those of you who are brand new, we're talking about this community. Bloat be gone. Fill out that form, right? Fill out that form if you want more questions. If you want a 15-minute call, myself or my team, we're going to reach out to you. We're going to get that. We're going to get that form. We're going to look it over, and we're going to get you started. All right. This is for you, family. This is for you so that you can begin to stay on your path lifelong. We're building elite people here, y'all. Elite children, right? Elite bodies. Yes. All right. Remember my words, okay? Elite body. That's what I'm working on, right? I'm not just like, oh yeah, I'm working out. Like I'm really building a feminine athletic look, like not just her, but like a nice feminine athletic look. God body, goddess body. All right. So if that's something that you on a journey, you want to do it, but you start and stop and start and stop. Join a bloat be gone, right? Come on over. All right, Superfood Parents said thanks for the links. I'll be checking in absolutely. Okay, and all of the links is on the bio at YouTube. Again, if you don't fill out the form, I won't be able to contact you, but you already know where I'm at. For those of you who are on the Bloat Be Gone, I want to thank you for joining in. I can't wait to get started, and I'll see y'all, my community, tomorrow night for our kickoff call for the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's that first of the month, right? All right, y'all. I am checking out. Peace and love. This has been amazing, and I will see you on the next call.